Tyler Warren here for you guys. If you guys would use the raise hand function, and we can get to questions for Tyler. Go ahead, Tyler Donahue. Tyler, we got you.
Sorry about that. You have me now?
Yep, I got you. There you are.
Awesome. Hey, Tyler. Good morning. How are you doing today?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for doing this. I asked James about you after practice last Wednesday and your kind of progression at Penn State, and he said the one thing you never know when you're taking a guy from quarterback and putting him at tight end is how will he respond to the toughness of the position. How would you say that you handled yourself in these 4 years at Penn State and making that transition? And was the toughness a natural thing that you had right away, or is it something you've developed during your time on campus?
I think part of it was I came in and like kind of the way my dad had raised me. He was my football coach through when I was younger. He kind of had that kind of ingrained in my mind, and then but also coming here, it took a little bit to really get to that next level of being able to deal with the stuff you see in college. So I think it was just kind of just knowing that it's something I needed to do and being willing to do it. And I think our tight end room as a general kind of takes pride in the toughness, and that's something Ty Howell always talks about. So that helped a lot being around a group like that.
Rich Scarcella.
Good morning, Tyler. Thanks again for doing this. How would you evaluate the tight end position thus far, and how do you see it going over the next 7 games?
Yeah, I think we've done a good job of embracing the role each week, whether it's pass game or run game or both. And I think that's what we'll always keep our mind on in the tight end room and stay focused on as the season keeps going, is just being the best unit we can be to make sure the offense is doing as good as it can be. So that's what we focus on each week.
Donnie Collins.
Hey, Tyler, how do you think you and Theo complement each other on the field?
I think we do a good job of we've been playing with each other for 4 years now. So I think one, just kind of knowing what we're both thinking without really having to ask, I think is something that's kind of hard to explain, but like we do it in practice every day. So just he kind of knows what I'm going to do, and I know what he's going to do. So I think that's a big part of it. And then just he's an all around guy, and I think we both kind of do a little bit of everything. So just having both of us out there is a big help for the both of us.
Tyler Donahue.
Tyler, you have already played more game snaps this season than at any other season in your career. Obviously, it's a different perspective, I'd imagine, being such a mainstay on the offensive game plan. How do you think you have handled this expanded role for yourself, and what are you enjoying and appreciating most about it?
Yeah, I think it's not really necessarily different. It's more just the volume of it, like you said. So it's really just taking care of my body the best I can, and being able to be availability is the best ability. So just making sure I stay available for my team and the offense. And then I mean, I think it's been good, and I've enjoyed it, but it's really just I'm focused on being the best tight end I can be and making sure our unit's doing the best it can be within the offense.
Joe Smeltzer.
Hey, Tyler, thanks for the time. Kind of following up on an earlier question, how do you think you and Theo, as both veteran guys, are similar and different in terms of what you bring to the team, and especially the tight ends room from a leadership standpoint?
Yeah, from leadership, Theo's definitely the vocal guy that the offense and really the team looks to. I think he's done a really good job of that. It's something that was important to him in this offseason is stepping up in that vocal role. And then myself as a leader, I'm more of like a kind of pull a guy aside and talk to him one-on-one, and not necessarily going to like yell in a big team setting or anything like that. But that's still something I could do if I felt necessary, and like something I probably should do. But yeah, that's kind of how it differs. I'm more of a one-on-one guy, but he's a guy that the team will look to as a vocal leader for sure.
Rich Scarcella.
Tyler, in what ways do you see the offense growing over the next 7 games? Where would you like to see that happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think really just we've been controlling the ball really well. I think so. Just keeping that up, because if we can keep our defense off the field, they're a very talented defense. So if they can get out there as little as possible, they're gonna do their job. So just keeping the ball in our hands, and then I think really just kind of keeping the course is it's kind of hard sometimes when you're going on these long drives with not a ton of explosive plays. But at the end of the day, 12 plays for 6 points is the same as 2 plays for 6 points. So just sticking to the course and trusting our offense.
Johnny McGonigal.
Yeah, Tyler, I'm curious about your role on the tush push, the QB sneak. When did that first get brought to you as a possibility, as a play? And is that something you take pride in? Being such a big part of converting those fourth downs.
Yeah, I think that plays a big kind of speaks to our mentality as an offense, just being a tough offense, and it starts with the guys up front. So I think that it kind of sets the tone for the game when you can have a big play like that. I think that was maybe our second drive in the Iowa game, having that we got it for like 5 yards. So I think that kind of set the tone, and it's an important play. So we take a lot of pride in it, and I know the guys up front do as well.
Shane Thomas.
Hey Tyler, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Doing well. Coach Franklin had talked about like obviously we talked about your background as a quarterback coming in, but also like he said you play basketball as well. Number one, how does having a background as a basketball player kind of approach your kind of lend to your approach as a tight end, and how does your knowledge of being a quarterback kind of help with your relationship with Drew?
Yeah, I think the basketball part actually helps a lot with the tight end, just whether it's using your body, like if I was boxing out in basketball, kind of using that in top of routes and stuff like that. And then obviously going up and catching the ball is very similar to going up and getting a rebound, and just the hand-eye coordination of it, I think helped me out a lot. And then coming from a quarterback, I think something that helped me coming in was being able to kind of learn the offense as a whole was something that helped me when I was younger, just because that's what I was used to as a quarterback, is knowing everything. So I think that's something I still try and do, is just know everything. And I think just kind of, if I like, I'm not really going to help Drew because he's definitely a higher level quarterback than me now. But if I ever like had to talk to him, I feel like I can kind of level with him on certain levels, just because I had a little bit of experience. But he's definitely a lot higher of a quarterback than I ever was.
Donnie Collins.
Or something you said earlier, it was interesting, but it's harder to when you're going downfield without relying on the big plays. But is there positives to being able to do that as consistently as you guys have done it, from a mentality standpoint, I guess, for the offense, knowing that you can grind out series like that?
Yeah, I think that's really important. Time of possession is really important in this year, especially with the new clock rule and all that. So if we can just kind of stay in that mentality as an offense, I think it's only going to help us. And then the big plays will come if we just stick to it. So it's something that it's all going to come together if we just stick to the mentality and trust our offense.
Daniel Gallen.
Tyler, you've got 14 catches through the first half of the season, and anecdotally, it seemed like a lot of third downs, a lot of times to keep the chains moving. What would you credit your ability to be available in those spots to, and how did you build chemistry with Drew where he'll trust you in those spots?
Yeah, I think the chemistry with all of us just really comes from the offseason, spring ball camp, doing routes on there on our own, and I think that's a big part of it. And it's really just, I wouldn't say it's just something I did. It's just being available within the offense and knowing they can trust me, and proving to them that they could trust me all through the offseason. I think that's kind of how it goes with the looks and stuff. But there's a lot of dudes capable. Keandre's made a lot of big time catches. Theo's a guy that's going to be reliable. I think Liam Clifford's done a good job of being somebody who's make plays when the ball comes to him. So I think everybody's been doing a pretty good job.
Just a reminder, use the raise hand function. We'll get to your questions. We'll go Tyler Donahue, then Joe Smeltzer. Go ahead, Tyler.
Tyler, your impact as a run blocker this year has kind of stood out, at least from my vantage point. How much pride have you taken in that area of your game? And do you feel like you have taken a notable step forward there? And I guess when you get into this film session Sundays, do you get as excited, more excited from seeing a big time run block in the open field versus a big time catch?
I think, the run blocking is really important, especially in our room with Ty Howell being our coach. As a lineman, he takes a lot of pride in that. And I think from his perspective, he definitely probably loves a good run block more than the pass plays. But I don't know, it's not really something I get too excited about, because I feel like it always could be better. And like I said, it always could be better. And I think as long as the tight end room keeps attacking that part of the game, it's only going to make our offense better. So it is very important in our room for sure.
All right, folks, we'll go 3 more questions. We'll go Joe Smeltzer, Rich Carcella, then Donnie Collins. Go ahead, Joe.
So Tyler, this past Saturday on the only free Saturday you'll have this fall, how did you spend that? And how are you kind of thinking about the weekend? Because obviously it's nice to rest, but I'd imagine playing college football on Saturdays is pretty fun too. So were you like kind of uneasy not being out there in front of thousands upon thousands like you usually are around this time of year?
Yeah, definitely was a little bit of a different feel, but I try to take advantage of it as much as I could. You know, it's not often you get to have a Saturday where you can just watch college football like it's like you're back in high school. So I just kind of hung out with my friends and took care of my body in the morning, and then the rest of the day I just watched football with them and hung out and just did the good stuff. So it was fun.
Rich Garcella.
Tyler, if I can ask you two quick questions. One, if and when Trey Wallace returns, what impact do you expect him to have on the offense? And secondly, can you give me an update on Joey Schlaffer, how he's progressing? He's a local kid. Thank you.
Yeah, I think Trey just kind of brings a little bit of everything at wide receiver. Something he really excels in is high pointing the ball and going up and making tough catches. So I think his route running has really gotten a lot better through camp and stuff. So he'll be good. I'm excited for him to keep playing the season. Then Joey, I think, he's done a lot because he got here in the winter, so he was an early enrollee. So I think there's definitely a gap to be filled, but that's to be said with every freshman. But I think he's done a really good job, and you've seen him making more plays in practice, and he seems to be building a lot of confidence. So I think he's going to be good, and if he keeps working at it, he'll be good, and just keep building that confidence.
And Donnie Collins, last question.
Tyler, when you come in and when you come in as a quarterback, how long does it kind of take to get that mentality of being a quarterback out of your mind when you're changing positions like that? And how much do you have to do that to be able to get to where you need to be at the new position, if that makes sense?
Yeah, for me, I don't know if it was really the mentality that was holding me back. I feel like I had that. It was really just there's more that goes into the stuff you see at tight end than to the outside eye. So for me, it was really like probably a year before I felt like I was really like a confident tight end, because that really came with the route running and the blocking. Like I could always had a pretty good knack at just kind of catching the ball, but there was a lot of stuff I had to do like route running wise and stuff like that. And then the run blocking is always something that's gonna take a while if you've never done it to really get into it, learn the fundamentals and get good at it. So it took me a while, but as long as I still got a lot of work I can keep doing. But when I was around the tight ends we had in that room, it was definitely a positive for me.
Thanks, Tyler. Thanks, guys.